friendship that'll never ever end.
Run!
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Reaction Beanie Yo 479. In that neighborhood. My brothers and sisters. The video that we watched from that chapter yesterday, y'all, was just freaking excelente, man. Like, it was such a great video, and it was like it was a trip down memory lane, you know what I'm saying? Because we have heard that story before from Mr. Ballin, like a year and a half, 2 years ago. But to hear Mike, you know what I'm saying, put his spin on it, give his narration of it, his point of view, his perspective, and he added more details and all that, man. It was just a good time over here yesterday. Long story short, short story long. But I digress. I hope y'all doing excelente out there today. And I'm glad that you came on back to the channel once again to fuck with the bean. And today, we are going back to my homeboy. And that homeboy is Kevin from Just Thought Lounge. Back to Just Thought Lounge, y'all. And the title of the video is He Cut in Line and Did Not Survive. True crime documentary. Now, just from the title, man, this seems like one of those moments where somebody got so freaking mad because this guy cut them in line so they freaking killed him. You know what I'm saying? They got so freaking upset, so angry, so they did the worst thing possible. You know what I'm saying, man? And we all get mad. We all have bad days, bad moods, and then it's just that one thing that can just trigger you where you just freaking explode. You know what I'm saying? But I just hope whoever did this at least feel bad about it. You know what I'm saying? At least just own up to this terrible, horrible, irreversible mistake and could at least have some accountability. You know what I'm saying? Actually feel sorry for the victim. But who knows? Whoever did this may be one of them crazy mother who claim they didn't do it, even though it might be on camera, or they claim that they was in the right some kind of way. You know what I'm saying, man? Either they gonna admit to it or they not. Anyway it go, I don't know, but we're about to find out. But before we find out, my brothers and sisters, y'all know what y'all got to do. Get whatever you may need. Get what you need, please. We back to Kevin from Just Thought Lounge. Y'all got what y'all need. Y'all ready to go? Then let's go.
On a summer afternoon in 2012, a gunfight broke out between two customers at a Rite Aid in Norfolk, Virginia. When it was over, only one man was left to tell his story. Witnesses seemed to catch only portions of the exchange. There was one key piece of evidence to the killing: a security camera fixed over the counter of the pharmacy where the men met and began to argue. But the video was flawed. It missed salient details. It could not tell the whole story. Hi there, I'm Kevin, and welcome to Just Thought Lounge. For today's case, we are going to try to make sense of what is indisputably a senseless event: a gunfight in a pharmacy, sparked by an argument over line cutting, and it ended in a man's death. But of course, there is much more under the surface of this story. Let's take a look.
Get whatever you may need. And I just gotta say real quick, y'all, I gotta tell y'all a quick little story. Long story short, short story long. And I feel like this has happened at some point in time to a lot of people. But there was one time, and this probably was like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, where I was at a gas station, you know what I'm saying? And a man cut me in line. He cut me in line and not cut me in line like he didn't know he was cutting me in line, or you know what I'm saying, he didn't see me or something. It was blatantly, I'm gonna get in front of you and get checked out before you do. And I thought about it for a second, but I didn't say nothing. I just let him go on cut. You know what I'm saying, man? Because it's not freaking worth it at the end of the day. And I just thank God that I have grown up enough and matured enough to not freaking flip out like that. Because me freaking 10 years ago, ain't no telling what would have happened, because I would have said something. What the freak I would have said would have not been nice. I wouldn't have been nice about it. From the time I said something, it would have got confrontational in that mother. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, I just thank God, man, the older you get, the more you can mature. Or at least for me, and I feel like it's for a lot of y'all out there too. Y'all know what I'm saying, man. The way we would react in our earlier days compared to what we get later on in life is completely different. Long story short, short story long.
The city of Norfolk, Virginia is home to roughly 250,000 residents. It spans over 60 square miles and overlooks the Chesapeake Bay beachfront. In Virginia, an adult is allowed to carry a concealed handgun with a permit. At just after 2 p.m. on August 16, 2012, police in Norfolk were called to the Rite Aid Pharmacy on Tidewater Drive. There were reports of a shooting, multiple shots fired, and at least 2 people wounded.
Norfolk police everywhere, ambulances, people running. It was pretty scary.
When police arrived, they were met with witnesses to the incident and concerned bystanders who had congregated at the storefront. Inside, 2 men, both with gunshot wounds, were located near the pharmacy counter at the rear of the store. Both men were rushed to the hospital. Police were also met with an unlikely story. According to those inside the pharmacy, a gunfight broke out after one of the men cut the other off while in line for medication. The brief exchange erupted into gunfire rapidly.
It's just so crazy, y'all. Like, think about it from not only those 2 guys that's involved in the altercation, but think about all the people who just going up in Rite Aid, you know, just going to get whatever they going to get, and then next thing you know, it's 2 motherfuckers in here shooting each other. Like, dude, just think about how crazy your life could just change in an instant. And this is completely senseless, man. This should have never even got nowhere near this far.
Outside of the store in the aftermath of the incident, rumors began circulating that one of the men involved had been an off-duty Norfolk Sheriff's deputy.
Preliminary investigation has determined that the 2 became involved in an altercation inside, a verbal altercation that escalated to gunshots being fired between the 2. Both were hit. No one else inside the store was involved. We can tell you there's not an off-duty police officer, off-duty law enforcement officer involved in the shooting.
42-year-old Ramon Colorado was not an off-duty officer, but he was a former deputy of the Norfolk Sheriff's Office. Ramon had been shot once in the chest during the exchange in the pharmacy. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. The second man, Burnell Ben, also 42 years old, was treated for a minor wound to his back. Burnell was then promptly taken into custody and charged with second-degree murder.
Arguments happen everywhere, you know, and, you know, you get shot anywhere you go nowadays.
True.
There's a security camera fixed above the pharmacy counter directed towards the aisles at the rear of the store. This camera caught customer Heidi Murphy in a discussion with pharmacists at the counter. Behind Heidi, Burnell Ben can be seen strolling in, holding a cell phone to his ear. Heidi recounted to law enforcement how Burnell paced back and forth and swore into his cell phone. She recalled that he was loud and abrasive. When Ramon Colorado entered the line in front of Burnell, a short verbal exchange took place. Heidi and the
Time out, man. We just seen the footage. That dude did not even know he cut in front of that guy. You know what I'm saying? Because he just walking behind on the phone, just kind of like wondering, pacing back and forth. I wouldn't even think you in freaking line, dude. Then you on the phone, so I don't want to cut you off your phone call to, hey, bro, you in line? I'm just going to step up behind the lady. And if you say you in line, then okay. All right, bro, my fault. That's it. But the problem is, if you heard what Kevin said, he is so freaking emotional and so mad about something, whoever he on the phone with, because he cussing up a storm on the phone, walking back and forth already mad. And this was the point that triggered him. And I think this dude innocent in this case, man. He didn't know that he was cutting in front of you.
The pharmacist laughed privately at the commotion, she said. She heard Burnell, whose name she would only learn after, loudly complain over the phone about a paycheck he never received. Then she overheard Burnell state into his phone, "This is how my day is going. This white man cut me off in line." Ramon told Burnell that he didn't know that he was already in the queue and insisted that Burnell go ahead. According to this account, Ramon's voice was not raised. Burnell remained angry but insisted that Ramon go before him. There was swearing back and forth before Heidi heard a scuffle. She glanced back only to see Burnell with his handgun drawn. She ran behind the counter where she hid with the pharmacist, frightened for her own safety, as gunshots rang out in the store.
Crazy. And it happened so fast. It went from all good to an argument to a gun out, shots fired in an instant. Not literally, but in a way, man.
Only days after the shooting, Burnell Benn agreed to speak with a reporter from WAVY-TV, an NBC affiliate in Norfolk. He had not yet had a potential bond set, and it's unclear if he had an attorney at that time. Regardless, while the local news media reported on the tragic loss of Ramon Colorado, a loving husband and father of two, Burnell was anxious to speak openly, to tell his version of events. That afternoon, Burnell had come straight from the medical clinic with his prescription for blood pressure medication. He rang his mother from his cell phone as he entered the store.
I called my mom right at the door. I said, I'm at the right age, Mom, I'm going in to get my medicine. Your prescription's in. So I go to the other side of the counter, because this side you put the prescription in, this side you get it. So I go to the other side. When I go to the other, is a lady. I can't remember if it was a lady or a man at the counter, but I think it's a lady. Turn back around, to see if the lady going or, she finished. There's a gentleman right there in front of me. So I asked the gentleman, I said, excuse me, sir, I'm in line to get my medicine, blood pressure medicine. He said, I'm in line too, bro, to get my blood medicine. So my mom was like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? I'm on the phone. I said, it's some man, I don't know. So I threw my hand up because he was saying stuff. And I was, just trying to blow him off. So when I did that, he did the same thing and threw his hand up and said, I got a hand too, bro.
Burnell insisted.
Whose story are we gonna believe in this one, my brothers and sisters? Like the officer who lost his life, he not even here to tell his story. But I'm saying, y'all gonna believe that, or you gonna believe what you see on this camera? Because what I see on this camera is not what really happened. I don't know, man. It just seemed like the dude didn't know that he freaking cut in line. And it's also a point in this time, in this camera, in this footage, where we see him actually tell, hey, go ahead. Go ahead. You can go. My bad. My fault. It's just so effed up that we don't have audio from this freaking camera, because that would really tell a lot.
That he was behaving politely. He recounted that he asked the gentleman, how are you doing, sir? Because he said he is very polite. He then asked Ramon, I'm waiting to get my prescription. I'm in line. Are you in line? Burnell claims that Ramon was responding forcefully, calling him bro. He walked away from the line towards a table near to the far wall and dropped his keys in preparation to sit down.
I was going to sit down, to be truthful. I was going to get out of his way because they're going to call me anyway to get my medicine. But he didn't give me a chance to sit down. He started taking advantage of me.
Burnell was not given the opportunity to sit down. When he turned around, still on the phone with his mother, Ramon Colorado, pepper sprayed him.
Oh, now this just took a crazy turn. Now I'm looking like, dude, that is assault. That is assault, man. I don't know the correct terminologies like that. I'm not going to say it's assault with a deadly weapon. But you had, rest in peace to Ramon, man. But he had no reason to do this. No reason at all, man. That's why I said, man, I just wish we had the freaking audio, because now I'm at the point, I'm 50-50 on who to blame for this. I don't even want to say blame. That's not even the right word, because at the end of the day, somebody lost their life, and I don't know, man. I'm just going back and forth on it. Ooh, this just was like a came out of left field. It was a curveball right here. It was the right hook. I don't know, man. I feel like he wrong. But at the end of the day, too, my brothers and sisters, the question is, does this give Purnell, whatever his name, the right to actually kill Roman? I can't remember their names for real. But do it give him the actual right to kill him? Nah. He's still in the wrong, but wow, I didn't know this part.
That's all I really remember. When I dropped those keys and talking to my mama, here it come. Somebody just pepper spraying me while I'm on the phone talking to my mama. So I'm like, Mom, this man is pepper spraying me. And I'm walking away because he's behind me pepper spraying me in my eyes. Mom, this man is pepper spraying me. I'm at the drugstore. Would you call the police and come to the drugstore? I'm crying with Mama. And I just hung the phone up.
Burnell believed that he was sprayed 5 times in the eyes with the pepper spray. It's unclear how much of the spray made contact. He was unable to see clearly for a period of time, during which he wandered away from the direction of the spray. Burnell may not have been able to see very well, but he could hear. He claimed that Ramon continued to taunt him and threaten him further as he moved down the aisle.
Then I heard a man holler out, "Come on, bro, I got some more for you, bro." And I'm like, why this man in Rite Aid hollering, "Come on, bro, I got some more for you. Where you at?"
Burnell then had a concealed...
I know I keep stopping it, y'all, but this one is so crazy because it's got me going so back and forth. Now I'm starting to believe the damn, and like I said, rest in peace to him, but now he look like he was the one having a bad day. Because not only after you pepper spray him for no freaking reason, you start walking behind him and talking ish. Like, who is in the wrong in this one, y'all? And like I said, I don't know if wrong the right word to use, but I guess it is. But because I keep saying that because at the end of the day, he in the wrong for killing that man. But whoo-wee, this one just taking turns that I ain't expect.
Carry permit for his handgun. He told the WAVY reporter that he had owned the weapon for 10 years, carried it daily for protection, and until the afternoon of August 16th, he had never had to use it. After being sprayed in the eyes, Burnell pulled the gun from his waist, but he did not immediately use it. Through his hazy view, he told the reporter that he was eventually able to see Ramon and the object that he held in his hands. It was no longer pepper spray, but a gun. In Burnell's version of events, Ramon fired at him first, striking him in the back. After that, he fired the shot that killed Ramon Colorado.
You know, when I turn and get around the corner, he's there. So when I see him, I'm looking, I see something in his hand. It don't look like that pepper spray. So I said, "Sir, put that gun down, sir." You know what I'm saying? That's when I point my gun at him. "Put that gun down, sir." The gentleman that we were talking about spun around and proceeded to fire at me. When he proceeded to fire at me, I fired back.
Burnell had no criminal record. He presented as distraught over the shooting and stated that he remained confused as to how the interaction had escalated to that point. Exactly. He was also unwavering in his belief that he could not have acted differently. In the less than 12-minute interview, he said no less than 4 times that he had been scared to death.
No, I didn't expect that to happen. No, man, that killed me, man, when that happened, man. I'm pressed by hurting somebody, man. I don't hurt nobody, man. I got nothing in my life to want to hurt nobody, man. I ain't never wanted to hurt anybody, man. I'm not that type of person, sir. I live for everybody. I treat everybody the way I want to be treated, sir. And if you don't believe me, check my credentials. That's why I don't have no trouble. I don't do nothing wrong, sir. I'm living for God. God is my savior. I'm living for him, sir. That's what I do. I got God in my life. That's why I'm not even worried about this. I'm sitting back there praying.
Ooh-wee.
Burnell was granted bond and released as he awaited trial. He planned to argue that the shooting had been an act of self-defense. While he insisted that Ramon was the aggressor, the Colorado family said otherwise. Following the airing of Burnell's interview, Ramon's sister, Bonita, told media, "I know my brother pretty well, and he would not shoot somebody, or just pull a gun out and start shooting at somebody. I never believed that for 1 minute." But the defense...
Man, I don't know what the freak to believe in this story, man, because this my thing right here. I just wish, and wishing is a hopeful thing, but I just wish, man, that we freaking had the footage of when they went round the corner. Because when I was talking about Ramon and how he was chasing him with the pepper spray, after he did that, he started walking around the corner, and Burnell, still can't remember his freaking name, but the guy who killed him was chasing him. It's like the one person was chasing one person, then the next person was chasing the person. Like it flipped roles. I don't know who is the freaking aggravator, for lack of a better terms, in this story, y'all. I don't know.
Counsel for Burnell Benn disputed claims that Ramon Colorado was not the type of man to fire first. Indeed, they planned to present evidence of Ramon's aggressive character. In the year prior to his death, Ramon launched what he intended to be a news-based public Facebook page called Norfolk Dirt. On the page, he posted articles, memes, and videos of a political nature, many quite controversial. Ramon used the page to criticize government agencies and other organizations whose principles he disagreed with. His commentary occasionally used obscenities and sexual vulgarities to attack ideas that he opposed. His targets included gay marriage, PETA, the animal welfare charity, and President Barack Obama, amongst others. The page was not composed of entirely incendiary content. Many of his posts were relevant to local issues in Norfolk, topics such as local crime and store closures. That Ramon himself would become the topic of one of the news stories his site would have mulled over is an eerie and uncomfortable development. Co-founder of Norfolk Dirt, friend James Taylor, wrote on the page that he planned to do interviews with the local news to, quote, be a good character witness for Ramon.
People felt like they knew him because he spoke what was on his mind. And whether you hated him or you liked him, he was kind of like a radio talk show host on Facebook. You listened or read just to hate him or like him.
Ramon's family and most media outlets depicted the 42-year-old father as outspoken, politically active, and passionate about his beliefs. Burnell's defense team, however, as well as the organizations that Ramon targeted, did not view his actions in the same way. In December 2010, Jeff Kerr, general counsel for People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, banned Ramon from PETA's office in Norfolk. In April of 2012, outside the Scope Arena, Ramon videotaped himself yelling at PETA protesters. The video was posted on Norfolk Dirt.
But see, everything that's going on with Ramon right now, as far as how he is handling himself on social media or whatever, it's all just his opinion and his views. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people out there got strong political views as far as either being on the right side or the left side and whatever. And his whole thing with PETA and all that. But all he really doing is just practicing freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? He just using his rights as a United States citizen to freaking protest, the right to protest, the freedom of speech, all that, man. So long story short, story long, what I'm trying to say is none of this should make you feel like he is a bad person. You know what I'm saying? A person that deserves to be killed because he had these views on life or whatever. Nah. And unless Kevin about to say something that's crazy, I don't know. Let's see.
PETA is a cult. PETA is a cult. Oh no, Peter's upset because someone else wants freedom of speech. Ha ha ha. Keep dialing. Let's see what kind of messages you got on your paper there. Oh, they beat animals, do they? Oh, okay. Now tell me, where do you work? You work for PETA? How old are you? Do you have an education? No. Okay, thank you. Uneducated PETA workers.
See what I'm saying? He just said it himself, freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? And that's all he doing, whether you agree with it or not. You did it. That's not a reason for the man to get killed. That's all I'm trying to express to y'all, my brothers and sisters.
These people are talking about how if I meet, I'm a dirty person.
Well, no, I get it, but you know what? These are kids and it's a family show.
Yeah,
and
but,
I don't
well, if they weren't here,
you yelling about wiping your butt with
I'm
their
not trying to.
papers,
I'll try to tone it down.
know. So
but
just,
if they,
you know,
I got permission already. Officer.
Tone it down.
I already talked to the police.
Okay.
You don't. Yeah, I got here.
Yeah, we believe you. We have the money.
No, and I'm not gonna. I told him already. I'm not gonna shut him down, but I'm asking him to tone it down a little bit.
But I got the.
You know,
they gave me contact numbers for the.
The key incident which the Commonwealth of Virginia sought to exclude from the pending murder trial was not Ramon's encounters with PETA protesters, however. The defense planned to focus instead on his arrest following a heated, though non-physical encounter that Raymond held with a rape victim at a rally against sexual assault that took place in November 2010. Ramon posted a video of the incident on the Norfolk Dirt Facebook and YouTube pages. The arrest stemmed from Ramon's prior online harassment of an event organizer. In November, Ramon began targeting Jacqueline Roderick, a former paramedic studying to be a physician assistant. She was coordinating a rally called the Slut Walk Norfolk. Survivors of attacks would be participating alongside their supporters. For those who don't remember these series of Slut Walk events, the name was meant to draw attention to the idea that sexual assault is not the victim's fault. The day before the march, following a series of unsolicited and angry messages on Facebook, Jacqueline obtained an emergency protective order against Ramon, as well as a warrant charging him with harassment by computer, a misdemeanor. Ramon turned up to the event anyway.
No, I'm completely against the walk.
really.
Yeah, I'm the guy that they threatened to call the police on, said I look like a rapist and all that good stuff.
Well, why are you against what people?
How is this helping? How is this helping a rape victim?
I don't know. Is the rape victim is helping me?
Stop the silence! Counter violence! Stop the silence!
Ramon, Colorado.
You have a warrant.
Oh, I do?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
City officials had also
Crazy.
banned Ramon from the Norfolk Department of Development, following a handful of phone calls and voicemails in which he used obscenities and other vulgar language towards employees. Chuck Rigney, the acting director at the Department of Development, said of Ramon Colorado afterwards, "In my opinion, he is a disturbed individual with serious anger management problems." The Norfolk police claimed they held no bias in the investigation. Ramon Colorado had in fact been fired from the Norfolk Sheriff's Office roughly 4 years before his death in 2008. He had at that time voluntarily committed himself for a psychiatric evaluation. When he stepped in line at the Rite Aid that afternoon, he was waiting to pick up a prescription for buspirone, which he used to treat his bipolar disorder. Now retired Virginia Beach Police Chief Jake Jackox, who had his own encounters with Ramon Colorado after he was fired from law enforcement, felt that there were red flags in his behavior.
Yeah, he got a lot of red flags, y'all. I think we all can come to that conclusion now that he got, long story short, short story long, anger issues, man. He got a history of it. You know what I'm saying? And like I keep saying, though, I wouldn't say that just from everything he have done, he deserved to be killed. But at the same time, dude, he deserved to go to jail for freaking showing up at that protest or whatever the ladies had going on, knowing that you got a warrant, knowing that he was breaking the law. He knew he ain't supposed to been around somebody there or whatever. So yes, he should go to freaking jail for committing crimes. And it's just so crazy that right now he is literally going to get medicine for his bipolar disorder, and then this happens and he just flipped out. And I was saying that the black dude flipped out. Dornell, still can't remember his name. I was saying he flipped out, and I kind of do feel like he flipped out too. I just don't know who the freak flipped out the worst, if that makes sense to y'all, man. I'm still trying to like figure out who at fault. Well, but at the end of the day, like I keep saying, I gotta keep saying it too, because at the end of the day, he the one who killed Ramon, so you gotta charge you, bro. You still living, he dead. I don't know, y'all. I did not expect this to be like this.
Former police chief said, "I'm not a mental health professional, but he certainly had all the indicators that he was not mentally stable." After his death, Jack Hawks clarified, "There's no indication at this point that anyone, law enforcement or mental health agencies, knew about all of this. I think there were several that knew about some of it." Norfolk Dirt was shut down shortly after Ramon's death. His wife Cheryl wrote in the last post, "My husband was very proud of this news page. I feel no one would or could run it like him. I only do this to keep him and his page remembered with honor and respect." Queried about Ramon's history of confrontational behavior and controversial views, his sister Bonita explained that he wanted to try to make a difference, and he did what he could. She then rightly pointed out that her brother's activism does not make him the aggressor on the day that he died.
Activism?
Nonetheless, a Commonwealth attorney asked the defense to exclude specific evidence in their case regarding Ramon's past behavior, including protesting the rape awareness walk. Burnell Benn's lawyers refused. They believed that the nature of these incidents were relevant to the case, to the extent that they highlighted an aggressive character. In response, the Commonwealth declared that they would reduce the charge from second-degree murder to voluntary manslaughter. Following his termination from the sheriff's office, Ramon's concealed carry permit for his handgun was revoked. He nonetheless carried it to the Rite Aid. Whether he was legally carrying his gun into the pharmacy, however, was irrelevant. The Norfolk Police and the Commonwealth of Virginia believed that Burnell Benn had pulled the trigger first. And the key piece of evidence in the case, the security camera, was not clear. There is no audio. The grainy images in a series of stop and starts showed only the sequence of events, but not the details. It remained unclear when each man pulled their guns. Crucially, it was also not clear when Ramon pulled the trigger, striking Burnell with a bullet in the back. Following the verbal exchange in the queue for the pharmacist's counter, Burnell paced away from Ramon, only to move back in front of him while still speaking to his mother on the phone. The moment that Ramon decided to pull the pepper spray from his pocket is visible as Burnell passes in front of him. Moments later, the pepper spray is used.
Ramon wrong for that shit, man. He wrong for that, y'all. He like, dude, okay, can we at least agree on this, my brothers and sisters? That was the moment where this shit just went completely south. That's the moment when the gloves came off. You know what I'm saying, man? Right there, dude. Like, he was walking away. You can make the argument, because we don't have no freaking audio, that maybe Burnell was talking crazy or something to him. But it's the talk. What they say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt. Words should have not made you freaking pull that pepper spray out and just do that. Like, no, I ain't with that.
Heidi, standing at the counter, does not look back until after Ramon stopped spraying Burnell. She testified that she saw Burnell had his gun out at that point. It remains unclear from the reporting and published testimony what, if anything, the pharmacist saw. Though it seems, based on Heidi's account, that the two formed the same view of what happened in the store that day. And both were hiding by the time Ramon was killed. Much of what occurred next is between the aisles and therefore obscured from view. There is no question that Burnell initially walks away and that Ramon follows. The key moments occur in a few short frames as the two meet at the end of the middle aisle. If Burnell's account is accurate, both guns were likely drawn at this point, but neither is visible. But at this stage, the dynamic shifts. Ramon begins to retreat around the aisle and is chased back towards the pharmacy counter before he falls to the floor. Burnell's outstretched arm indicates that is when he fired the fatal shot.
That's what I'm saying, man. Now it look like Burnell guilty. You know what I'm saying? It look like you the one who was chasing him. It's like they were chasing each other. Fucking crazy.
Prosecutor Patricia O'Boyle argued that at first Burnell retreated, but became the aggressor after pulling his gun. He could have headed for an exit, but instead chose to chase Ramon. In her closing statement, O'Boyle said the case boiled down to one question. Did Burnell Benn need to kill Ramon Colorado to save his own life? Burnell's defense attorney, John Levin, told the jury that his client was shot in the back by Ramon as they scurried down the aisle. He had no choice but to shoot back. In February 2013, the jury deadlocked. 10 jurors were in favor of conviction, 2 for acquittal. The judge declared a mistrial. The weighting of the final votes by jurors towards a conviction suggested that a retrial was likely. The second trial commenced a year later, but the key evidence remained just as ambiguous as it had been on the day of the incident itself. One juror from the first trial, who voted to acquit, was quoted as saying, "They can try this case a couple more times, but they're always going to get the same result." Some people see it as self-defense, and there are some who are just going to have a hard time letting someone who shot and killed someone else go. Burnell continued to turn down every plea deal offered by the Commonwealth, including those that did not include any prison time. In the 2014 trial, jurors considered evidence in the case for more than 10 hours over 2 days, before telling Judge Karen Burrell they could not reach a verdict.
This is crazy, man. Like, the freaking jurors can't even reach a verdict. And I can't reach no freaking verdict, man. And I ain't mad at none of y'all out there, too, my brothers and sisters, who don't know which way to go with this one, man. We ain't watched a story like this in a while, man.
Second mistrial was declared.
My lawyer. Everything's good. Talk to my lawyer. God bless you.
For the jurors in the second trial, just as in the first, it was the security video that held the most weight. One juror reported that they rewatched the clip repeatedly. He voted to convict Burnell because, as the prosecution argued, there was a notable shift in the altercation. Burnell became the aggressor after pulling his gun. Some jurors thought Ramon could have escaped the store, whereas Burnell Benn had no chance to escape, because much of the time, Ramon blocked his path to the exit. Another juror, Wayne Charles, said he and others from the second trial came to the conclusion that both men were kind of guilty of what happened.
And that's all I was trying to say, man, is both of them kind of guilty. But at the end of the day, and I just seen that footage again, Burnell literally chased the man all the way around the aisles, came back from the aisles to the original place that the whole altercation started, and shot him. You know what I'm saying, dude? You didn't have to do all that. I understand that he pepper sprayed you and all that, but you ain't have to do all that. So, yeah, that's murder. Lock him up, throw away the key, man. I really just saw it like, I don't know. I just got it then, my brothers and sisters. I'm gonna go with that. Just me. Now, like I said, if y'all feel a different way, I ain't mad at you. But that little footage right there, yeah, we're gonna have to put you in jail for life for that one, Burnell.
After the second mistrial, the charges against Burnell Benn were dropped. The decision was made not to pursue the case further. For Burnell, it marked the end of a horrific ordeal, one that hurt 2 families and should never have taken place.
Holy fucking shit! What the hell? I did not expect that to come at all. And it was right after I just said, yeah, we gotta lock you up for the rest of your life. And come to find out, he got off for this, y'all. He didn't get no. I just knew he would get some jail time. I was more wondering, would it be life without parole, death sentence possibly, or would he get 25 to life, or would he just serve 10 years on a lesser charge or something? He ain't getting nothing. They just dropped the freaking case, and I'm not even mad at that. I'm not even mad at that. My thing is, I think that was murder, man. Like, unless he was, I don't like, dude. And like Kevin said, you had opportunities to get out this store. But look at it right now, my brothers and sisters. Look at this frame right now. You literally can see Roman, I mess his name up. Romaine running away from freaking Burnell. And Burnell finna come around the corner and shoot him. Burnell, you could have been getting out the store. And I mean, or you chased him and killed him. Point blank period. Long story short, story long. But he got away with it, y'all. I don't know what to say.
My glory just go out to God, man, because it was like a storm. You know, I couldn't sleep, couldn't rest, but now it's over with. Man, I had the best night of sleep of my whole entire life, man.
Ramon Colorado is remembered as a faithful, dedicated, loving husband, father, brother, and favorite uncle. His obituary describes him as a man who was passionate and opinionated. He had a voice and wanted everyone to hear it. And that was the tragic story of Ramon Colorado, Burnell Benn, and the Norfolk Rite Aid shooting. Thank you for watching and supporting us here at JTL, and a special shout out to our newest member, Cadillac, who joined the channel. I'm Kevin, this is Just Thought Lounge, and I'll see you in the next one.
I mean, my brothers and sisters, at the end of the day, man, like I said, I do think he should have been charged with this murder. I feel like he committed murder, man, because like I said, it was almost like a cat and mouse game or something. Both of them played the role of the cat, and both of them played the role of the mouse. You know what I'm saying? Both of them was Tom and Jerry at the same time, because at one point, Romaine, he was in the wrong. He had no business pepper spraying Burnell. I think we all can agree on that one, man, because Burnell was walking away, and like I said, regardless of what he was actually saying, he could have been saying the most crazy, you weak mother, you punk mother. He could have been saying all that, but he just talking. Let the man talk. He walked away, you know what I'm saying, and just be done with it like that. But no, Romaine escalated the situation with the pepper spray. Now here where it gets effed up again, because Romaine continued to follow Burnell, but it got to a point where I guess this was when Burnell really started to get aggressive with his gun, like he really was gonna shoot Romaine. So Romaine ran away. He ran back down the aisle and came back where they was, and that's when Burnell shot him. At that point, Burnell, you had plenty of time to get out the store, to leave the situation. You know what I'm saying, man? I don't think your life was in danger at that point, bro. You still decided to kill that man, even though you knew that man wasn't about to kill you. I don't know, my brothers and sisters, man. This one freaking hurts my head, man. This one here is one that causes a freaking migraine if you think about it so much. And the freaking jurors, they went back and forth on it, man, and it ended up with Burnell being able to walk free. I did not see that coming at all. Not at all, my brothers and sisters. I did not see that one coming, man. So it's just like, wow, dude, wow. But I digress. Gonna let y'all go now, man. Y'all let me know down in the comments which way do y'all think he should have been charged or not. Which decision do y'all agree with? Because I'm real interested to hear that, man. But I appreciate y'all coming back as always. Y'all please hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and do all that if you ain't did that yet. And come on back tomorrow for another Coffee Man Friday. But until then, my friends, also remember this: love, peace, and happiness. Stay safe. Don't stop. Keep going. Yeah.